This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today on the Compliance Tip of the Day, I'd like to take up how you can use employee promotion to operationalize compliance. If your company has a culture where compliance is perceived to be in competition or worse, antithetical to HR, the company is not hitting on all cylinders and may move towards dysfunction. Another way you can operationalize compliance is by HR's involvement with employee promotion. While incentives obviously are a key to best practices compliance promotion, promotions play an important role as well. Employees see who is promoted and what behaviors are rewarded by management. If someone cuts ethical corners and is continually promoted, eventually reaching management or top management, employees will certainly understand how to get ahead in your organization. Equally importantly, employees who cut corners and do business unethically will continue to do so as they climb up the corporate ladder. One only need to look at Ken Lay, the one-time CEO of Enron, to see that his career prior to Enron had just that flavor. Lay's fraudulent conduct at Enron led to the then largest bankruptcy in U.S. history, of course, to be overtaken by WorldCom, who is then headed by another well-known fraudster, the recently deceased Bernie Ebbers. How can you protect your organization from such miscreants? More importantly, how can you more fully operationalize compliance by inculcating it into promotions? Well, this is why compliance needs to sit down with HR, and you need to take a look at who is being promoted. If you're passionate about something, you're going to bring that passion to the workplace. Obviously, curiosity is something that I think is extraordinarily important, because if you're curious and thinking about things, you'll fit into a corporate culture. Also, you can think about these things in terms of how you promote, and more importantly, where you promote employees. So if you've got a Far Eastern manager who always hits his numbers, and you promote that person from country manager to region manager to Asia Pacific manager, employees are going to understand that is what is valued, hitting your numbers. And if all you care about is hitting your numbers, it will lead to a very dysfunctional corporate culture. So this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program, or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.